And we are streaming. Um,
Yes, no, maybe so.
just want to check before we get started. Looks like we are live. Okay. So with that, welcome everybody to the finale of Hypnotic Big Brother Season 3 Game Wars. Tonight, we will be crowning either Morgan or Benji as the winner of Season 3 of Hypnotic Big Brother, joining the ranks of Keaton from Season 1 and a Minor from Season 2. So, with that being said, hope you guys are ready for a fun night ahead of you. And we will start with opening statements. Each final two player will get 5 minutes to make their opening statements. Mike, if you can hear, please stay off camera and on mute and go into the breakout room when you can. So as I said, both of you will get 5 minutes to make your opening statements. Benji, because you won the final head of household, you will get to decide if you will go first or Morgan will go first. And whoever goes first for opening statements will go last for closing statements. So Benji, who would you like to go first?
Well,
Okay,
I'll go first.
lovely. Then, with that, we will give you 5 minutes for your opening statement. Your time will start once you start talking, so the floor is yours.
Coming into this game, I had absolutely no idea what to expect. Not very many familiar faces that I played with before. Coming in and seeing Morgan was an absolute blessing. I knew that we had played in Distortion, Heat Wave, or lack thereof, and I really wanted to come in there not only just for myself, but I felt like I owed it to Morgan to work together and show how much of a badass duo we could be. But with that being said, I understand it's an individual game at the end of it. I was very much under the radar for the first half of the game. I tried to gain as many social connections as I can. I was very transparent. I was very blunt in the way that I spoke, what I wanted to do. I was unwavering for the most part from that when it came to making my final decision. I always looked at my options. I always fought when the chips were down. I've been on the block 3 times and survived all of them. And through this latter half of the game, I have managed to win the second most amount of comps through the entire season. I fought my way here tooth and nail. When things weren't going great socially, I still kept an open heart and an open mind strategically on what I could do. I never closed a door that was still open. And if it didn't work out, then I still continued to press on. I am the key. I I am the definition of persistence when it comes to this game and adaptability. No matter what, I did not give up, and I hope with whatever questions that are asked of me today that it further clarify, even though I may not have much to clarify, um, and that you will see that the reason that I got here is because I have the heart of the underdog and I did prevail to get to where I am.
Is that the end of your speech? Like, seeing the rest?
Yeah, you can forego the rest of my time.
Okay, lovely. Just want to confirm. Great. And with that, Morgan, you have 5 minutes. Your time will start once you start talking.
All right, I'm here. This has been a long time coming. I'm super excited. I want to thank Prod. This has been such an amazing experience. Starting off this game strong as one of the first HOHs, I used that time to build connections in the house, starting off with all the people in the pre-jury, creating this sort of meta phase where I wanted to pit two sides of the house against each other. I played very villainously on this season, and I will own that to the fullest extent. I came in saying I was going to do it and I did it, telling everybody that this side was versus this side and that you needed to target these people because they're working together. These people are working together because they're working together. It was all part of my plan to ride the middle and be able to keep my avenues open in this game. I played very socially and strategically this season. I didn't leave anything to chance. Every thought, any concept about myself going on the block had to be eradicated every step of the way. I was only nominated once the entire season. I never saw the block on eviction night, never had a vote cast against me, and I wasn't afraid to be cutthroat. There were so many people in this game that were huge players, physically, strategically, socially, and I had to make sure that you all did what I needed you to do in order for me to get to the end and say that I am the winner at the end of the day. There are so many points in this game where my leaking of information is what caused the demise of certain people. I lied, I cheated, I stole, and I'm very proud of it. I will not apologize for the game that I played. I will apologize if anybody was personally hurt. But at the end of the day, this is a game, a strategic and social game, and I think I've flourished. I was no competition slouch. I did win 2 competitions, the first HOH and the Final 5 veto, both very important. And most of them I came in second. So pat on the back to myself. I wouldn't consider myself a competition beast, but I was very proud of my performance. There are multiple people in this game that I think I had a huge hand in getting out. People like Chris, who was such a main factor in the other side of the house, someone who was socially positioned extremely well. I manipulated people like Joanne with lies to get her to turn on people. And ultimately, every step of the jury phase, I had some sort of sway, some sort of say in getting people to do what I needed to do. And then the next week, wasn't afraid to cut them to get myself further. Benji and I obviously have a pre-existing relationship, and I love Benji to death, but at the end of the day, I played for me every step of the way, and I wasn't even afraid to lose Benji in this game because I knew I had avenues to maneuver without him. That'll be my time.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. With that, we will move right on into our first juror.
Well, first juror that is here.
First juror that is here.
Because Eric will come in a little bit since we stand people finishing work because life is more important than these orgs.
Real.
Okay, we'll see if coming in. The message I sent worked for you guys, right? You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. There we go.
Here we go. Hello, Wesley.
Hello, guys.
So friendly reminder, you will have 7 minutes to ask whatever questions you would like and get the responses you would like. Once 7 minutes are over, that means your time is up, and your time will start whenever you start talking. So, floor is yours.
So right away, I want you to both close your eyes. And I want you guys to... And I'm going to do the standard name a juror thing. And if you think that juror is leaning towards you, to raise your hand. Eric. Me. Chris. Cody. Juan. Liz. Joanne. Mike. And Harley. Okay. Open your eyes. I do have an actual question for you, though, just a little experiment because I wanted to go. I wanted you guys to do that as blind as possible without any juror tainting at all. You can open your eyes, I said. Is Midgie just frozen for me? Yeah, no, he's good. Okay, my first question is for Benji. When you took Morgan to the end of the game, was it because you saw you had a better shot against Morgan, or was it because you thought you were closer to Morgan? That final two.
It's
You're freezing. Sorry, my nose bad.
I was closer to Morgan. There were. Let's see. Is this any better? I know I was probably be booping the house.
Were we frozen for? Was he frozen for everybody, or?
You were frozen for a little bit, but I heard that last statement you said.
Okay. So sorry, just to further conclude that, I brought Morgan because I was closer with Morgan. There were a lot of existing things outside of the game that has happened to me personally, which I don't expect anyone to get or take into consideration when it comes to this game, that did affect the way that I played this game. I did also have a very well working relationship with Eric as well as Juan. Um, I wasn't afraid to cut Morgan either, but I felt going in, since Morgan did have a slightly stronger social hand than I did, that I would be able to maneuver the game, at least the tail end, if I didn't win, a little easier with Morgan than I would with Juan. So there were some strategic thinkings as well as knowing Morgan so well. Like, I don't know if you understand how close they are. Aside from Morgan and I playing a game, we hang out a lot. We film a podcast together. So it's not just like I see Morgan every once in a while. Like, Morgan is a very close friend of mine, and that's something I did consider, but it does not mean by any means that I wasn't thinking strategically when bringing Morgan as well. Um, I feel like Morgan has also um, slightly made jurors a little bitter, at least on their way out. I'm not going to speak for them as far as how they're feeling now. And I feel like that also could have been used to my advantage, considering although both of us were loyal to the people that we were loyal to, we were loyal to both. And that I didn't have to piss as many people off or any people off at all in that matter.
Okay, Morgan, I have a question for you now. If you won final three HOH, who would you have taken?
I would have taken Benji because I feel like we were so lockstep the entire time. And I think that I should win against Benji. I've said that pretty openly. I think I played more strategically dominantly and socially dominantly. I didn't rely on competitions to get myself to the end. I had somebody winning them for me that was going to take me to the end. So, and also Harley, she didn't have a similar story to us. So if I'm sitting in the end with Harley, it could be more of a toss up in my mind.
Understood. Benji, remember our one call this game that seemed to be a panic call? Where did Benji go? Where is he?
Oop.
I was about to
We
call him
lost
out for something and he
connection.
just left.
Pause the time. We pause the time.
Probably just lost connection.
Yeah. Benji, you back?
I'm back, and if there was a question for me, I'm sorry, I did not miss it. I missed it.
Wesley, you could
Remember
you could re-ask the question and then we will start the time again.
Okay, Benji. Remember the first time when I won HOH in a situation where it seemed very likely you'd be on the block? And in that H call, you promised me, you gave the idea that if I was agreeing to work with you, you would if I agreed to put you up, we could work together in the future. Was there any sincerity to that, or was that just a last ditch attempt to get off the block?
Oh, absolutely not. In the first week of the game, anything is absolutely open. I was
So it wasn't the
more
first
than
week. This
willing to
was
work
like
with
week
you.
4 or whatever. The Logan week it was. Well, the first time we
Oh,
fought.
I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. Like in this game, I knew where I was socially. I wasn't in the greatest position, and I was very adaptable. I was open and willing to pretty much. So I was definitely considering all of my options. I knew that you had won three of the comps out pre-jury, so I know that you are a strong force to contend with as well as work with. So in short term, yes, and just my general thoughts on that as
Understood. That's all I really have to say. Best of luck to both of you, and may the best person win.
Thank you,
Back to the
Wesley.
breakout room.
You can
well.
send
Thanks,
Chris.
Leslie.
You can send Chris in.
Let me just find the freaking. Sorry, my window was being weird.
I can send you back. Here, let me There we go. Okay. So as I said before, next juror will be Chris. All right. Hello, Chris. For friendly reminder, you have
Is that the Chris? I'm
It
so
was the best I could
bad.
get.
Alright, so once again,
Aw.
you'll have 7 minutes, starting from when you start talking. At this point,
Well. It seems like my Red Dead Redemption analogy came up because you Pinkertons are still here. Uh, just kidding. Love you both. You worked your asses off, so good job. I got nothing else to say. You guys are really good. I'm kind of just going to go down rapid fire questions of just big question marks that are kind of left in my head. So if you guys can just answer them quickly, I don't really think I need too much elaboration unless I'm confused. So first question to both of you. Were there how many times did you guys vote incorrectly in the pre-jury? Morgan, you can go first.
Okay.
The only time that I voted incorrectly was that I did vote for Liz, and then I was trying to pin that on other people to cause this diffusion in the house.
Okay, and Benji.
I would also have to agree. I only voted incorrectly once, which was with Liz. There was a little bit of a targeted sentiment with that. I mean, regardless, had Becky been in that position, knowing that I had stated to Liz that I wanted to work a little closer than we had throughout the entirety of the game, I would have sent out Becky instead of Liz in that point. But for that, and because I was getting a lot of pushback and it didn't seem like I could, at the very least, get any turn on a quick shift in the game that early, I threw my vote onto Liz just purely because I wanted to make a statement that, like, I'm going to stick to what I said I'm going to do. I'm not going to waver for it. I will take the consequences for it. And that although I am adaptable and malleable, um, that there is something of a weight when it comes to my word.
Okay, cool. So I have two questions for Benji. I had two for Morgan, but Wesley asked it, which was Final HOH. So, Benji. So now I've realized that Morgan was your primary alliance. What would you say was like your secondary like alliance that was like kind of in your list of trust?
I would say there's a couple because Morgan, yes, as I've already established, has we've worked entirely close throughout this entire game, and that's why we've gotten to this point. But I've also had my outside alliances with Juan, who was my second, and then Eric, I would consider my third. Juan openly stated to me that he was never going to vote for me or put me up. And I was able to also utilize Juan to be able to put up Cody in the round that Juan first got HOH instead of Morgan, because he was going to put up Morgan on the block, and which is why Juan quoted me, "Don't look like Boo Boo the Fool." I said that. So I kept Morgan safe since he was my closest ally, and I got someone up like Cody, who I felt like was getting very decent traction in this game, and at the very least, I wasn't sure where his head was going to be at, and I would rather put him up and get him out now, knowing how strong he is, rather than wait around for him to come and try and take me out.
Yep. Okay, Morgan, this is kind of a two-parted one, but like one very specifically. Were you throwing competitions earlier in the game? And specifically, did you throw stay and fold?
I did throw stay and fold. I had
God
made the
damn it.
deal with you, but I didn't want to win that competition, obviously. Once I saw that Benji was doing really well, I really was like, okay, well, I'm going to get clean scot-free here. And I threw a lot of competitions. I came in second in a lot of them, but I didn't want to win to show my cards. So I did throw a lot of them.
Thank you. Benji, how much did you know about the broken controller stuff before Live Night happened? Between Morgan
Honestly,
and Joe?
not. Oh, as far as the discourse between that,
Yes.
I did know a decent amount. I knew what the power was because of Joanne. I knew that Joanne told Morgan to drop to try and get it, knowing that Joanne was going for it. So once I heard that, I went around and told Morgan on what was going on, and that swayed at least a little bit. I'm not going to speak for Morgan entirely, but it did kind of reinforce the idea that Morgan was just gonna let her have it and go for the HOH because that seemed to be more important.
Okay. Yeah, those are just basically question marks that no one on jury was able to answer of perspectives that only you guys knew. So that's why I wanted to get those out of the way. But I'm done. Congrats to the both of you. You both played really great. Excited to see you all when this is all over.
Bye,
Thank you.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris. You can
Hi,
send
Chris.
you can send Cody in. All right. Lovely. Hello, Cody. Friendly reminder, you have 7 minutes to ask whatever you would like, and your 7 minutes will start once you start talking.
Super cool. Beautiful people. Alex, just wanted to say congrats to both of you for getting to the end. Thank God I don't have to see 20 tabs in this because that would be painful. Honestly, I'm not bitter. Kind of like Chris, I just have rapid fire questions. I was going to ask you to get paper pencil, but that feels redundant. I have the same questions for both of you. Some are positive, some are negative. Just give me a one-word answer. The one word has to be the name of a juror. Sound good?
Beautiful.
So first off, and you can answer in whatever order. This is just so see if you have clarity on your game and or to provide the jury clarity on your games. And some of these may have been answered already prior. Like with Benji with this one, question number 1, which juror was your closest ally?
Morgan. Oh, juror. Juan.
Morgan?
Am I answering the same question?
Yeah.
Mike.
Which juror were you most excited to vote out?
I'll go first. Chris.
There you go.
You can piggyback. It just looks weak after the first person said it.
No, I mean, I would go amiss if I didn't say you, Cody.
Fair. Number 3, who should be in final 2 if you were not in final 2?
My answer is Joanne.
Hey,
Fair. Benji?
sorry, I didn't know if you heard me earlier, but I did say Mike.
Mike, sounds good. Which juror did you personally struggle to talk to?
Wesley.
I will also say Wesley. Yeah.
Which juror was your final boss?
Mhm. Mike,
Juan.
Which juror did you lie to the most?
Mhm.
Liz.
Yeah, I'll say Liz as well.
What do you think is the hardest vote for you to earn?
Of course.
Liz.
And final one, who is 100% voting for you?
Juan.
You.
I just want to say as well, congratulations to you both. I will be here for most of this, but I have a friend visiting from the cities, so I'm trying not to be a horrible host, but as soon as I hear enough to make me feel like I made a good decision for a winner, I will. I just want to have someone who I can say, I'm happy that you're representing the season, just like I said when you two fucks voted me out.
Bye, Cody.
Cody,
But yeah.
No.
Oh, sorry, I said fuck. You can't monetize this video anymore. Sorry, Alex.
it's on Facebook. It's a wasteland over there.
I hope you enjoy your friends if we don't get to see you at the reunion, Cody.
yes.
Thanks. I will be so happy to be nominated for worst move of the season. Congratulations to you both.
Say hi to Milkshake for me.
Friendly reminder, I'm sure you already know this. If you are heading off early, please make sure you cast your vote, all that good stuff. And you can head back into the breakout room and send Liz in.
I vote for Heather to win.
Do it in your project.
Someone's trying to kiss up for host favorite.
All right. Liz, hello. Liz, can you hear us? Oh boy.
Speaking better.
Liz, hello.
Liz, mute if you're talking.
I'm gonna ask to unmute. Oh. Liz is not muted for is muted for everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, pausing.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
We can
Yes.
hear you now.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It was like my call was frantically flipping back and forth between muted and unmuted, and it was just like the didung 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 didung. I felt like I was going crazy for a second there.
That is a-okay. Friendly reminder, you have 7 minutes to ask whatever questions you would like. Your 7 minutes will begin once you start talking.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna be real. When I heard that you guys were the final two, I did immediately ask Prod if I could abstain from voting. However, I love Prod and I don't want to do that to them. But I've got to be honest, from my perspective, I can't really feel good voting for either of you to win. You know, Benji, from what I can see, Morgan kind of played your game for you. And Morgan, I know that you were super happy about manipulating everybody and having fun that way, but a lot of times that does not feel like a good way to play a game with somebody. So instead of telling me why each of you think you should win this game, I'm going to give each of you a minute and a half to tell me why the other person should lose. Go in whatever order you want.
You know, if no one else is speaking, I'll go first. Like I mentioned in my opening speech, I haven't had to backstab as many people as Morgan. I tried to play as transparent and as truthful as I possibly can. I know this is a game of lies and deceit and whatnot, and we've all done what we had to do to get here. But I haven't really had to do that too often to get ahead in this game. I didn't really have many people to begin with, at least as far as the pre-jury went. I didn't have as many connections as Morgan, and I was still able to stay loyal to those other people and still make it as far as I have. And that's my main point on life.
All right. I'm answering why Benji should lose, right?
Correct.
I don't
Yep,
wanna-
you're answering why Benji should lose.
Okay, I think Benji should lose because Benji wasn't as aware strategically and socially. Benji was on the outs for a lot of the game pre-jury and then early jury, whereas I was not. And I think that while Benji won a lot of the competitions in the end, Benji made a lot of mistakes with those competition wins. So that's why Benji should lose.
Any final thoughts or?
I apologize if I hurt your feelings.
Likewise,
Are you
if
still
I
proud of the game moves you made?
Most definitely.
Sorry, I think I cut you off, Benji. Can you repeat that?
I was about to say likewise, if I've done anything, whether I'm aware of that or not, to have personally hurt you in this game, I do apologize. That's never my intent. I know we didn't get a lot, or we didn't utilize the time that we could have had together, but I respect you and the game that you played. It's very hard to get to where you are being as trustworthy as I know you said your game is, so I do. I just want to at least let you know that doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you. All right, that's all I needed to hear. So I will yield the rest of my time. I don't know if that messes up the schedule though. I could talk about haunted houses if that helps, but I think that's all I need to know game wise. So good luck to you both.
I
And
live
thank you.
5 minutes away from a haunted house.
Nice. Oh my gosh. I want to find the haunted ones
Yeah,
near me.
It's the famous Winchester Mystery House. So,
Oh my God, wait, for real?
yeah,
I love
actually,
that. Oh my gosh, wait, I love that. Oh, that's so cool. I gotta visit, like, I want to go on a haunted house tour, like a road trip at some point, but that's beside the point. It's fine. Like,
we'll go to the
All
house
right.
together, girl.
hell yeah. All right, so I wish you both the best. And Prod, if you could kick me back to the breakout room so I can fight with my mute button again, I would be greatly appreciated. And also, I love you, Prod.
Thank you for that. Thank you for your time. Once we manage to get you back into the other room, please send Joanne in.
Sure thing.
Liz.
Bye.
Let me see if I can do this.
I'm thinking about folks to say.
I don't know if we can kick you in there because you're already technically like, because you've been in
Oh,
that
I
room
see.
already. So
Oh
you have to-
no, okay. Let's try this.
Yeah, you might have to do that from your end. Oh, perfect. What a good swap. Joanne, can you hear us? Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Okay. Friendly reminder, you have 7 minutes starting from whenever you start talking to ask whatever questions you would like.
Okay. Hello, guys. Congrats on making it to final 2. I'm so proud of you guys. I honestly feel honored that I worked pretty closely with you guys and that you guys made it to the end. And to clarify anything, I'm actually not bitter. I was just being like dramatic in my speech, if you couldn't tell. I also didn't really prepare like any questions, but I feel like a lot of the jury has been discussing Benji's game more, and I know we heard more about Morgan, like your strategy about like saying from the beginning you like wanted to be a little bit of the villain, like you had that strategy. So like Benji, I kind of would like to hear more about like what your strategy was like going like before the game started, like what you thought your strategy would be, and if that remained throughout the game or if it had to change throughout the game, like what did you do to adapt and why?
All right. Well, I am mainly a social player by heart, and that's just because I naturally love being around people. So like getting to know people is just an added bonus to what this game brings. Coming into here, I was very quickly realized that I was not having a great social graph and things. So that's where I decided to become the wild card that supposedly put me out to be. If someone was on the block, even though 9 times out of 10, I would try and gain their trust because someone who's coming off the block is going to need or want an ally. Um, I've also tried to be malleable in working with people who have put me up prior. I see it as a round by round let because I feel like if we see a tunnel vision, then that, of course, you're going to get a straightforward answer of the game. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to play the best game that I could. And when that wasn't happening, I kind of had to be the definition of adaptable. And then when it was my time to shine, I busted my ass to win that first veto to save myself during the first jury round. I busted my ass to talk to Harley during live night. That swayed her vote for me to stay here because I was that passionate and wanted it that hard to where she saw that I should stay here over Wesley and that at the time I wasn't that much of a threat.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
Let me pause the time again.
Sorry, no, my Wi-Fi doesn't fucking like me. I'll continue. And then from there on, I know everyone says like, yes, Morgan played the game for me. Why would I have to work just as hard knowing that one, my efforts weren't being seen if someone like Morgan was going to do all the social pushing for me? Later on in the game, I was able to do things for myself. Did it also benefit Morgan? Yes, because I was working closely with Morgan. But all the times that I had to get myself off the block, -1, where Morgan and I had to save each other once at final 8 because I felt Morgan was wrongly put up after some information that was given as far as like certain things that were felt. And I won't delve into that because those emotions are not mine. But going in and winning that final 6 veto kept Morgan and I both safe at Life Night. Final 4 kept me safe going into final 3, and veto defined the fact that we could eliminate Mike, who would have posed a very big threat regardless. Final 3 was for me and for me alone. Yes, I've had multiple chances to get rid of Morgan, but Morgan is that one out of the few parts of the game socially that I could say I did not waver from my loyalty to whoever I gave it to. There's been a lot of times where I could have flipped on Morgan, but I didn't. And there were things aside from that, like for example, using the information that you gave me about the disconnect controller to Morgan, making sure that I put up Cody on the block instead of Morgan. Always having Juan in my corner, not necessarily my back pocket, because that would be a detriment or a disgrace to downplay Juan's game like that. But I did have very few things, although they didn't need to be actuated all the time. They were there and in place for me to keep myself safe. Although Morgan had a bit more of a clench on it, and I was very aware of that. Where I did have it, I didn't just sit down and lie down and wait for Morgan to give me my next move. I still went and fought as hard as I could with the cards that I was dealt to make sure that I got here. I am not Morgan's shadow. I am Benji. Benji played his game the best he could, and I brought Morgan here, not the other way around.
that's true. Before time runs out, I do want to ask Morgan, so I'd love to know a little bit more about the disconnected controller stuff because when you told me about it, I think you mentioned that you like tried to go for it a little bit, but like not really. Like, is that the truth, or were you actively going for it and like?
I would love to talk about this. This was one of my biggest moves in the game was
I said that too.
lying to you about Liz and Chris's involvement, specifically Chris. When I told a lie in the game, I tried to mix in some truth to make it seem more realistic based on the information that I was given by being so social and strategic with the entire house. Liz did give me information about it, and I knew that Liz and Chris were close and closely aligned in multiple alliances. So it only Chris was the biggest roadblock in my mind. So throwing Chris under the bus to you was a complete lie. Chris never told me anything about the disconnected controller. I completely got you to blow up your alliance with them. Sorry, but I wanted you to do it first, so I didn't have to take the heat for it. And I wouldn't take it back because it completely shifted the game in my favor after that. So that whole move was so well thought out by me. Like I can't even begin to like stop smiling about it. I can't help it that I was a villain. I really wanted to be, and I had so much information. I had to use it for my benefit. So
Yeah, I low-key am honored to be a part of that part of the season, even though I was like the butt end of it. But it was great playing with you guys, and long live Superfruit.
Period. Superfruit.
Vive la revolution, bitch.
Not the revolution.
All right, Joanne, that is the end of your time. Thank you for popping in. You can leave, I guess.
She said bye.
And she done dipped. She dipped. It's true.
Okay,
Love you, Joanne.
that was fun. All right.
What an icon.
Next juror should be Juan.
So Joanne left the meeting, so she'll be joining again.
Oh, that's what happened.
Oh shit.
Iconic.
Sorry, I left the meeting by accident.
You're good.
Okay.
No, you're good. It's back in the breakout room and then send Juan in. And there's Juan. Okay. Okay, hello, Juan. As with all the other jurors, you will have 7 minutes to ask whatever questions you would like. Your 7 minutes will start once you start talking.
All right. Hello, both of you. Congrats on getting here. It was a long ass game. So, and both of you had great storylines to get here, great moves, all that. As of right now, I don't think I have a question, but I do have stuff to say. So I might have a question after that. As I said, both of you played great games. I will start off by saying that I personally think from the beginning of this game, like day 3, I was on Morgan's ass. I knew something wasn't right. I knew Morgan was doing shit that I didn't like, and no one fucking believed me. No one would listen to me. No one would take that and run with it. So I took it into my own hands. Which great job to that, Morgan.
Yeah.
And fast forward in the game, I know that Benji, when I was on the block at final 7, I don't remember what number that was.
It was 7.
Yeah, and Benji, you want to veto. I told you straight up, keep me here, because if I leave, Morgan's making it to the end and Morgan's winning because Morgan's done all this stuff. I said that. I don't know how that's going to play out. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying like that's what I said. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have questions because I played with both of y'all throughout this entire game, even if we were close, even if we were lying to each other's faces, even if I was on both of your cases about what's going on. And I guess if I had a question, I'm going to be a selfish juror. How did I personally help you guys' game, like help you move forward in the game? I guess that's my question to both of y'all. Benji, you can go first.
Okay. I was gonna be nice girly and let Morgan have the floor, but since you so politely asked. One, like I said, although I wasn't as close to you as I was with Morgan, I was still very much ride or die for you. I knew that you weren't putting me up at all. I knew that I had another confidant by my side when it came to playing this game if I had to have my options excluding Morgan. Those are some of the main reasons why. I know that I also talked very well on your game. I don't know if you heard, but voting you out was one of the hardest things for me because I understood what you brought to me in my game, and it was harder to decipher at that time where I wanted to go with things, on top of a lot of things personally that I hold dear. So aside from just flat out answering your question, I do want to let you know that that was not an easy decision, and I heavily respect and love the hell out of you. So.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. You helped me in this game because you gave me somebody to really fight against. You were such a big player in this game, and I also pegged it from the beginning. I was always talking with people on the other side, like Juan, and you clocked me. You clocked me. I was always putting you and Joanne as a duo that needed to be separated, and I had to convince everybody that I totally wasn't saying that. No, I would never. But I definitely was. I had you pegged as somebody who was just as strategically apt as me, just as socially apt as me, and way better at competitions than me. So it gave me somebody to go against. You were like, in my head, you were like the person that had to go. That's why I said earlier with Cody's question, the final boss was you. Once you were gone, I felt like the game was laid out in front of me and I just had to choose the path to get to the end.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, both of you played great games. I would say both of you were my downfall because y'all were just wouldn't get away from each other to let me see and do anything. So that's congrats to both y'all. I really don't have anything else to say. Like I said, I've kind of seen and heard everything that y'all have done, and I asked myself this question. But whoever wins, both of you deserve it. My vote, I don't know. Like I'm leaning somewhere, but anything could happen. There's still jurors left. There's still final speeches. So give it all you got. Fight. Distinguish your games from each other. You played together this whole time and you decide to set the final two with each other. So you have to fight each other for it. There's no more, oh, I'm with Morgan. I'm with Benji. They're the reason I'm playing this game. I'm taking them to final two. No, it's I want to beat them. So make sure you touch on that at the end. Love you both. Congrats. And I will see y'all in a few.
Bye,
Juan, thank you.
Juan.
Juan, thank you very much. You can go back to the breakout room and send Mike in.
Yay. How the fuck do I leave this?
Oh, no.
I see.
Yeah, there's a button somewhere. Man, everybody's having trouble tonight.
Right?
If Mike comes in as a cow again, I'm going to chug my wine.
No, I want that to happen. Please let that
Literally,
happen.
I'm like, I'm begging for
Please.
it. I'm
Some
asking
form
for it.
of
I'm dying
animal,
for it.
please.
Who's there? It's Mike. Mike, welcome to the. At a certain point, I think I have to start your timer if you add more sounds. But yes, your timer will start whenever you start talking to. Yeah.
I can't think of a good question at the moment, but I don't have a lot of time to think of one. I only got 7 minutes. So, is there a move y'all made without the other? Just
I can go first.
Sure.
100% the move to take out Chris and to completely manipulate the game, that had nothing to do with Benji. Benji had no idea that any of that had happened until after. I did all the work behind the scenes to get the information from Liz and to use it with Joanne. That was all me. Benji was just, no offense, Benji, but you were just a vote that I knew would be leaning towards Chris at the end of the day. I didn't include you in that because I wanted that to be my move completely.
I appreciate that. That got me a little bit further too.
Honestly, as far as I know, no. And to just kind of, not to preface, there was a lot of the game where I didn't really feel I had much of a hand, which is why I kind of had to go into survival / adaptability mode. If that's what it was going for, great. And it's not also just to follow those people that also that I happen to vote for were not the greatest for my game at the time at all. With very few to little resources, I tried my best to keep whoever I could safe. And I also know coming into that with the cards that I was dealt, that's what I was gonna have to do in a smarter rather than harder situation because it was already hard.
Sorry, my brother's talking to me at the same time. I'm trying to be like, not right now, I'm busy. So we had our own little thing, and I want to know, how did you pop, how did you lock, and how did you drop to get to this point of the game? That's what's busy.
Ooh, this is so fun. Okay. So I popped in this game by popping off and making moves to dismantle the other side of the house. I locked it down because I had so many alliances to keep myself safe and so many avenues to get through in this game. And I dropped it because I threw competitions because I knew I didn't need to win them and I didn't want to put people's cards out on the table. I wanted everybody else to have to get the blood on their hands so I could sit back and let it all come to fruition for myself. I love that question. That was so iconic. Wait.
I guess it's my turn. I think my popping point would definitely have to be surviving eviction and being able to sway Harley to keep me. That allowed me a second wind in this game where I thought I was not going to get one, that it was set in fucking stone. I locked it by being the person to win the second most amount of comps after you, of course, because at the end of the day, I had to fight to keep myself there. These wins were not Morgan's wins, they were ones of my own to make sure that my individual game was safe. That I wasn't fucking Morgan's shadow, that I'm Benji, I'm a boss ass bitch, and you better put some fucking respect on my name. And this drop is the fucking mic drop that I'm doing now because clearly y'all have a lot of questions about my game. And I fought my fucking ass to be here, tooth and fucking nail. Yes, Morgan may have had an easier, at least perceived easier way because of how hard they work, but I would go amiss if you were to forego the work that I've had to put in, even though it is different to how Morgan's game ended up panning out.
Sorry, I'm a little bit laggy. So those are actually really, really good answers. I don't know if I have enough time for one more, but I just want to know what everyone's favorite Liz appearance was.
You know what? I think it would have to be for the competition where we originally thought she wasn't going to be there. I don't know why. It was just a lot of like fun energy wise. There was a lot of chaos, but that's like one of my favorite Liz sightings. Like that one's the most memorable.
My ultimate favorite Liz appearance is her sending her Substack stories into the chat. I still read them. Liz, I don't care if you hate me. I still read them every time you post them. I get a notification because you're the only one I follow. I've never used that app before. Love all of them. Amazing author. That's my favorite Liz appearance.
All right. I think that's all the questions I have. I do want to say congratulations to both y'all. Shout out to Pop, Lock, and Drop It. We love to see it. And may the best player get that bread.
Bye, Mike.
Mike, thank you very much.
Bye, Mike.
Head back into the breakout room and send Harley in.
Actually, no, send Eric in. Eric just came.
Yes.
So.
Oh.
Or Harley could do it.
Okay.
Do we want to just go?
Do you want me to go, or do you want me to hop back out and then come back in? Because I can do either or.
We could do you. It's just that Eric did come in, so we could do Eric after though.
I mean, I'm not gonna take that long, but I mean that's what she said. But I can still pop back out and pop back in because he was technically here before I was.
You're already here. Let's.
Okay.
All right. So
fantastic. See,
yo,
still the same. Ain't nothing changed.
Oh my goodness. You
You
will
can
have
pick the 7 minutes up. I'm not gonna need those 7 minutes, but go ahead. Who say less? First of all, congrats on you two. Make it to the final two. I will say this. I do appreciate the level of transparency and honesty we've had to each other for the most part, because I know there was a couple things that I didn't know, and obviously I wasn't supposed to know because it was none of my business. Because like I told these people, I was in one alliance and that was about it. So I actually don't have any questions because a lot of people have asked questions and they've asked very valid questions. And I know they're probably saying in the green room, what? Anyways, no, I'm going to make this simple because I still don't even know how to vote, but I need y'all to both pick a number from 1 through 69. And whoever gets the closest, you may or may not get my vote.
Benji, you go first.
I mean, 7's always a lucky number, so I'll pick that.
You said what?
7. 7's always a
Okay.
lucky number. I'll pick that.
All right, and then
I'll pick
Morgan.
8. I'll pick 8 because it's closer to the other numbers, just in case you picked one of them.
Not you doing the prices, right? Talking about I'm gonna choose
right at what penny?
because I don't want I'm not trying to go over if I win it. I'm cracking up. All right, but no. In all honesty, you guys did great. You guys played great. I had so much fun playing with both of you guys, and I look forward to continue to keep in contact with you guys in the future. And you know that I love you both, and I am going to dramatically exit stage right and show my guy Art the Clown, and then I will send in the clowns. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna send Eric in. I promise. Not a clown. I'm gonna send Eric in. On that note,
love you.
I'm out.
Harley,
I love you too.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much for your time.
I'm out.
Oh my god.
All right. Eric should be coming in soon as our last juror. And once Eric's time is done, you guys make your closing statements and we'll take it from there. Eric,
Hello.
Hello.
They were laughing at me because I didn't know what to do. I just got here.
You're good. How this has been working is you will have 7 minutes to ask whatever questions you would like to Benji and Morgan, and your 7 minutes will start once you start talking. So
Cool. So I just got off an 8-hour shift. I was supposed to get off early so I could actually think about what to say to you two. I didn't. It was busy as fuck. So I'm like literally first time to relax, and I'm like pressure's on. Anyways, you know, I both love you guys. Like, it was really fun to play the game with both of you. I definitely feel like you two were some of the closest people I played the game with, even though there was a lot of times, Morgan, where we would go days without really talking to each other. I still felt that connection. And Benji, me and you obviously had a much closer relationship in the game. So that's kind of like my main point was going to be around the question, of course, revolving around me. I'm Leo. But like, how did you interact with me in a sense to put yourself in a better position? Like, you know, I mean, Benji, you interact with me a lot. Morgan, you interact with me not so much. So what was the strategy with that and why?
I'll go first. So I obviously love getting to spend time with you and getting to strategize. A lot of my game with you, it felt like you were on the outs with so many people. So while also pushing the narrative that these other people needed to be targeted, I didn't want to seem too closely aligned with you because I saw what happened to Benji. Benji caught a lot of slack for that. And so I did want to distance myself from you in the game. That way I wasn't going to be put in any danger.
My turn. Yes, Eric, you and I were very well close in this game until your departure. I felt that, aside from Morgan and Juan, that I felt the closest with you, not only on a personal level, but on a strategic level, to be able to fight well enough. Our plans as far as who we wanted to get out were very similar. I felt that I could confide and put trust in you that if I needed it later, I would definitely have that. Um, and to the comment of not wanting to be as close, which is very respectable and understandable, Morgan. Um, to me, that didn't really matter as much. I mean, if people are going to perceive as such, we might as well give them a show. I had my cards flat out to be as transparent as possible. You couldn't tell me that at some point in time you didn't know where my game was at. And that was kind of the point. Like, I wanted to be able to be utilized. I wanted to be able to be that one person that, although you don't know where their head is at, that could be used against other people later on to where you wouldn't have to take the key. So I wanted to be able to canonize myself, to camouflage my weakness as a strength, to be able to move forward in this game.
That makes complete sense. So both of the things that you guys said, I'm just gonna kind of speak now, just because like I've been holding this in the whole season. I haven't really talked to anybody on it other than Prod. So I'm just gonna just say it because I feel like I just need to say it. You know, I'm not that kind of person that normally does this, but I do feel like I need to say it. You know, you two were probably my closest people in the house, and not once did I ever actually get invited to an alliance. Probably the first game I ever played not being an alliance. First game I've ever played having someone deny that they wanted to be an alliance with me. I've never been denied on that. So you know, this game has been honestly pretty hard for me, especially because like the people I did want to work with didn't seem really to want to invest in me, so it really hurt. At the same time, like on top of that, when you have people who are playing the game with other people and having such a blast and then literally ignoring you, it really does hurt. And I'm not trying to at anyone. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna play orgs and stuff, if people are going out of the way to take their time to message you, like, just message back. Like, we're all trying to have fun, even if I'm not your kind of person. Like, don't ignore me. Come on, I'm too cute for that. Anyways, hope you guys had a good one. I think you both played amazing games. I've literally thought about it pretty much for 2 days now about, and who do I vote for? I think you both played such amazing, unique play styles that I'm excited to see what else everyone has to say. And good luck. Bye bye.
Before you leave, though, I would like to comment on that because I know earlier in the game there was a mention of like a bigger alliance that just didn't end up happening. First off, to address your feelings, I completely get that because even though I had fewer alliances, I understand what it is to be at the tail end of that. So I do apologize for how that made you feel. I know you're not asking for one, but I'm going to give you one anyway. So there was genuine intent, at least on my end, to move forward with that. It's just the way the game ended up happening, it just fell flat, and there was nothing that I could personally do to salvage that for us. So moving forward, that's why I also wanted to keep you closer.
Right. I'll corroborate that story as well. There was mention of an alliance that was supposed to be formed, but the way that the game had played out, it just didn't make sense for that to work because the people in the alliance didn't feel as close to you or as comfortable with you strategically. So it just became a point of like, where do I move from here? It was never anything personal. And I really hope you don't take anything personal from it because you're amazing and you're like literally such an awesome person.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think definitely don't take anything personal. I just think like at a certain point where it's like, you know, I'm playing a game and like, you know, one, just your mental and emotional exhaustion hits a point really quickly. And then on top of it, people ignore you. It's just like, oh, like why? Like it makes me question why I play these games. But then I have like, you know, the good times with people that I really do enjoy playing with. And it just makes me, it just brings me back in. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good one and I love you both. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Eric. You can go back to the breakout room since you're the last juror. You don't have to send anyone in.
Hey.
All right, so that was all of the jury questions, and that means we are going to move right on into our closing statements. This is your last chance to plead your case for people to vote you to be the winner, so make sure you make it count. Benji, since you went first for opening statements, right? Yeah, okay. I was thinking in my head, I wasn't exactly sure. But since Benji, you went first, Morgan, you will go first, and your 5 minutes will start whenever you start talking.
All right. I just want to reiterate that in this game, I never wanted to make anything personal. I had good relationships with all of you, but I came into this game saying I was going to be cutthroat. I was going to do what it took to win, and I think I did just that. I made moves, taking out people like Chris, convincing Juan to get gone and out of this game, convincing people to take out Liz, getting Joanne out of this game. All of these people in a row that needed to go for my game to flourish went. And I know I had a major hand in all of those things. I played this game as best as I possibly know how, socially and strategically. And I think that at the end of the day, even if I was a little bit villainous, I think that that's a good representation for the season. I think you have your devil and your angel here, and it just depends on which game you respect the most. And I truly do think that my game is the one that deserves the most respect at the end of the day.
You'd like to,
That's it.
Okay, great. Oh my God, I keep hitting mute. Thank you very much. Benji, your 5 minutes will start when you start talking.
Okay. To first off, because I didn't get to do it earlier, to my podcast, Nick, not Nick, ooh, my bad.
I was like, not my
to
podcast.
To Mikey and Matt, thank you so much for coming on this journey, with me. To my houses that are voting tonight. At the beginning of this game, I came in with one idea and ended up strategizing and fighting my way through on the other half. To reiterate, I have won 6 comps. It's the second most to Mike, who currently sits in jury. I have fought tooth and nail to get here. I didn't have to backstab too many people to get here. I played with my heart, my soul, the best way that I could with all the fucking odds against me. I still managed to get here, even with the comments of "you're under Morgan's shadow." When I was feeling down and out, where no one was really listening to me or felt like no one wanted to work with me, and I openly expressed that, I still fought to stay. I survived. I used my weaknesses as my strength in being able to utilize the one person that, although I also trusted them the most, I knew would also help me get to the easier parts of the game where I knew I could win out. Most importantly, I fucking believed in myself when all the fucking cards were down. I was the underdog, and I would like for you to consider everything that I have said tonight and honor me by making top dog tonight in this game.
Would you like to relinquish the rest of your time?
Yes. Also, shout out to my boyfriend who helped me with one of the comps. I love you, baby.
Okay, thank you, Benji. That is your time. That is everything you guys get to say to the jury, which means, jury, if you are watching this now, you may please go into your prod chats and cast your votes. Remember, you are casting a vote for who you would like to win the game. We don't need a topaz up in here. And Heather, we could probably send the jurors back in here, right? At this point?
Yeah, I was gonna close the breakout room, and we can invite the pre-jury back in as well. If they're even going to be available, but we're gonna send them back and see who shows up.
We'll see who's available. Hope we get some fun faces.
Bitch, I'm getting a Baja Blast. I ran out.
I need vodka.
Oh wait, I did say I was gonna do shots.
Oh bitch, wait, are you actually? Hold on.
And
I have a margarita in here, but I will wait until after. I don't know when you plan on taking a shot.
oh girl, I'm getting the glass now.
Oh, well, I mean, mine's ready and
Please.
chilled whenever you
I
wanna.
have a bottle of wine with me. I've been drinking it this whole time.
You're so real for
Wait,
that
what
too.
kind, girl? What kind?
Moscato. It's just a nice barefoot Moscato.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that. And now that I don't have to
real.
worry about anything being in my teeth, bitch, I'm gonna eat.
Let me close that breakout room.
Tequila. Hey, I'm taking this off. It's just hot. It is so fucking hot. Why am I wearing a fucking jacket? That's crazy. That's crazy.
At this point, I believe you guys can talk freely, just nothing about the game or votes to win or anything like that.
Real.
I voted for Alex.
What did we just?
Did
I
get
a
the, Jacob was
I
informing
have
me that in
Cody's
season
vote.
2 another Christmas tree was hidden, so we need to hide a second
Y'all, I
Christmas
think we
tree
should
in the
evict
house now.
Jacob.
This is
have
very
at
important. that my
Motivated,
Christmas
but
tree
whatever.
stays in the house.
have at least one pre-juror who's joining. We'll see who
Ooh.
else comes in.
Logan. Logan was in the
Logan.
Facebook chat.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Logan!
Logan!
Yes, Logan.
Hi, Logan!
Yes.
Once again, jurors, please cast your votes.
Ooh. Ew.
And I said this in the beginning of the season. I always drink during finales.
As you should.
Commit.
Look, another pre-juror came in. Hurrah!
Oh.
Sergio!
Sergio.
Oh my god, I can. Oh wait, no, I can't talk about the game yet.
Oh.
Jacob's check project.
Oof. Ew. Why am I drinking tequila? I'm crazy.
Tequila's the best.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fine, sir.
Not me imitating you. Why am I
Honestly,
not
where's my
doing it?
where's my bowl?
Why are we
Wait.
not drinking
Do
tequila?
you guys like the fact? Do you guys like the fact I basically started out with the most like go with your gut question?
I was expecting
love
that
that
question from
question.
somebody, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I specifically wanted to do it as the very first person because I was like, I want as little jury like guiding as possible.
Real.
And you're so real for that.
All right, everybody.
Oh, man.
We do have the votes. First of all, to the jury, thank you for all getting your votes in a timely fashion. We appreciate it very much. And before we reveal the winner, we'd just like to say a big thank you to everybody who played this game. We said this at the beginning of the season, but we will say it again now. Thank you guys so much for taking an interest in our silly little game, and for making this experience as fun for us as we hope it was for you. This was a fantastic season to run and to watch, and it is because of you guys. So we thank you for that. But we can't be all nice for too long because we have to crown a winner. There are 9 jurors, so 5 votes will give you the win. and we will go right on down with it. Here are the votes. Harley has casted her vote for Benji. Mike has casted his vote for Morgan. That's 1 vote Morgan, 1 vote Benji. Joanne has casted her vote for Morgan. Liz has casted her vote for Benji. That's 2 votes Benji, 2 votes Morgan. Juan has casted his vote for Morgan. That's 3 votes Morgan, 2 votes Benji. Cody has casted his vote for Morgan. That is 4 votes Morgan, 2 votes Benji. Chris has casted his vote for the winner of Hypnotic Big Brother Season 3 Game Wars, Morgan.
Yes, Morgan.
Congratulations, Morgan. With Wesley voting for Morgan and Eric voting for Benji by a vote of 6-3, you are the winner of Hypnotic Big Brother Season 3 Game Wars.
Thank you, guys. Yes, yes. This is my first finale. Like, what? Oh my god.
Period. First HOH and winner.
Literally, bitch. I'm Rachel Riley in this bitch. Me tequila, bitch.
Congratulations, Morgan, and congratulations to Benji as well. You both played phenomenally.
Benji, love you, love you, love you.
Love you, though.
And with that, congratulations once again. And with that winner reveal, we can move right on into our reunion and awards ceremony. Do we want to keep streaming for this?
I think we should stop streaming because it might take a while, but we'll be recording it.
Okay, so for those still watching on the Facebook, we thank you as well for staying invested in our game enough for a 3rd season. And we will say the 4th season is not coming for a little while. Give us a break. We're very tired.
Also, because some of us have a show in February, so
How dare
we
you.
will have no time.
Catch 2/3 of Prod and 1/16 of this cast in that show. For all those watching on the Facebook, thank you again, and we will see you later.